Oh my gosh. This is weird. Let me get my chats, guys. All messages. Is it looking weird? Because I'm gonna be looking to the side. So this is kind of a test because I wanted to see if I could go like so my phone is messed up. I'll have to tell this story like 5 times because nobody's in here. But anyway, my my phone is not good, not well. Hey Mike, how are you? How's business? Hey Jaynette, how are you, doll? I'm in my bedroom. I put the weirdest backdrop. Like I put this like skull. It's flipped because it didn't mirror. I don't think I told it to or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I'm using my MacBook that I just got to edit on, and then I'm having a phone issue really bad. And this Amazon was it Amazon? I got yeah, or Etsy. No, it was Etsy. I got 2 of these pillow shams and it suspiciously looks like the LV monogram, but there's no LVs on it, so it's just the little flowers and bullet things. So I think I showed it on my channel once. Gosh, I'm normally up here with it, so you can't see like my double chin. So ugh, I don't like this aspect. And the video is pretty grainy, right? It doesn't have a really good one. But I don't have a phone tonight. So yeah, I do, but it dies immediately after I start using it. I think you guys have been noticing that I've had to jump off because my phone will freeze up. It'll say oh my God, 10 minutes. And I just bought like when this first started happening, I know, long story short, like with the most boring, mundane conversation ever. But I just started having this issue. I don't know, a few months ago with my phone. I just figured I had too much crap on there. And I'm like, I'm not deleting stuff because I need receipts, and I like all my photos, my grandkids and stuff like that. But anyway, and purses is basically what it is. But, yeah, I went on the Apple website and I bought a new charger and a new brick, right? Because I thought, well, maybe that's it, a fast charger, a lightning charger. And it stopped working with it. And do you know what actually does charge it now is the, like, Big Lots, 15.99 cord from so yeah, but I'm on a 12, and so hey, Ed. Oh, I'm so glad you came in. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, it's just a little impromptu live. I don't have any guests tonight. I didn't really make a fanfare about going on because I didn't really know until like 30 minutes ago if I was going to go live or not. We didn't have phone service until yesterday. So where I live is where in East Tennessee, where people got really hit by the hurricane and these storms over the weekend. Started Thursday into Friday, and the devastation is just nuts. There are people that still haven't been found, that are still missing. Uh, a lady that I know who's on, she and I work together, and she's on a leave right now, but she texted me. I kept meaning to text her. It's one of those things, and she texted me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," because she actually lives really close to where the affected area, one of the sites is where the whole interstate washed out. And the radio station, first radio station I ever worked for here, when I went into radio in the 90s, yeah, it's gone. It's completely gone. The building, I know you guys have probably seen it on the news. The hospital that was, people were stranded and they had to go up to the roof and evacuate. I think there was 50 some people. Um, that radio station is, adjacent to it was pretty close to that hospital, so it's completely gone. It's just it's gone. It's not there anymore. So, that's pretty sad, but the town, it's about 18 miles from my house to there because I actually still worked there when I moved into this house, and, I clocked it. But yeah, it's 18 miles from my house to that location. Anyway, um, a gal I worked with at my current job is missing because she had left where we worked. When I guess when COVID hit and everything, well, she'd been gone a while, but she was working for a plastics company in that town where the radio station was, and she is one of the missing. And that is so sad. They've posted pictures and people are, trying to find. So it's a very sad, but yeah, I'm fine. Where we live, I will tell you this, and it seems it's almost one of those Reddit posts. Am I an a-hole? Craig and I discussed this. Craig's not feeling well. He's not here tonight. He might be lurking, but and he definitely probably will watch the replay. But oh, I would love to, Ed, but I didn't. Ed, I would totally put you on live the one night where you can go live with me. I don't have it marked. The way that I went in through my laptop, through the studios, it didn't even ask if I wanted to go live with anyone, so I don't have it marked to send out any. I'm so sorry. I wish I would known because I definitely wanna go live with you, bud. I've been dying to. Oh, but anyway, hey, Landa, oh, you've made it. Oh my god. No topic yet. I just was talking about the hurricane and how way up here in Tennessee, girl, where we live, in East Tennessee was just it's parts of where I live have just been devastated. And luckily where I am at in my town, I mean, you can drive 15 minutes and there's just total devastation and there's so many people still missing. I think what they say like 100 people are still missing and I was trying to say, I'd worked with a girl who's one of the missing people and it's just really is it's crazy and I want to say like it's such a thing that we didn't know. So Thursday, we had, the awful storms, like, really last week was just nothing but rain. And then Friday, we in the middle of the night, we kept getting, the alerts, right? The EAS alerts on our phones, the "beep," and I just would read them, and, it would be flood warnings and, there was a state of emergency and all this, and so I am thinking what I have heard of on this, outside, I can hear very windy, um, noises. Bill got up and went to work, and, he said, "Oh, it was bad. It would throw your car all over the road." But nothing near you know what I mean? So it wasn't like so we had gone this is why I think, like, I people will think I'm such an a-hole because this is how so we had our phones. I really, I work all day. I don't really watch much TV or anything, and I don't have like cable channels and news channels anymore. So I just have streaming, and I just kept getting those alerts, and no one was really texting me and saying like, "Girl, it's like the river is swollen and like everything's going crazy." So I wasn't really getting that. I wasn't. Um, and Bill didn't know either. So we had gone and we went to a car lot to test drive a car because, we wanted to trade. And it seems like, wow, girl, the whole place around you is going to hell and people are literally fighting for their lives and losing homes and floating away. And you went and drove a car. And looking to it now, I seem like what? What are you doing? But to tell you the truth, when we got into the car lot, it was after Bill and I got off work. It was sunny here. It was sunny. All the guys at the car lot, I mean, the car lot's like 5 minutes from my house, 5 miles. And the guys in the car lot, they started getting things on their phones, like, you know, news reports and videos from Facebook and YouTube and while we were sitting there talking to the salesman about it, Bill turned his phone to me and he said, "Oh my God, your old work. Look at it." And it was completely underwater. And I was like, "That's what?" And I just was like freaked out. I was like, "Oh my God, I can't even believe that this happened," because where I live, just literally 18 miles away, we had none of that because I don't live near, like, I live a couple miles from a lake, but the rivers, are what went crazy. And so it's just a horrible thing. Like, I'm just like, I can't believe such horrible devastation happened. And here we are just like, going to the grocery store. And I'll tell you what really gave us an inkling, which sounds crazy now, but we had gone to the grocery store and we'd gone to a couple different stores and a lot of people were there. Like, it was packed, like a snow day. Like, oh, they were calling for snow. And we were like, "Oh, I guess people are buying up." I didn't know why people were buying up groceries, to tell you the truth. This is how disconnected I am, right? And so what we noticed at the grocery store was water was gone. Like, it's a strange thing to think of, but there wasn't a pallet of water or a bottle of water in any of the stores that we went in, which we thought was like, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, so stuff like that. And then we started slowly figuring out, like, oh my God, there's total devastation just miles from our house. So it's so sad. I mean, I'm thankful that my friends and family are okay. Um, for the most part, and then of course Saturday we are texting, but I don't have phone service. None of us have phone service. And I literally work with a lady who is one of the people, it's probably about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour for me. So I live in the mountains. I live in the, Appalachian Mountains, in the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, and then, Eastern North Carolina. And so we're about 45 minutes from Asheville, and, a lady I work with, another thing that tipped me off after we had left the car place, I got home and one of my higher up supervisors, bosses called me, and I thought that was very strange. It was about 9 PM, and my phone, I could answer her, so I answered and I said, "Hello," and she's in Texas. And she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, we're fine here, but, other people are. It's a mess." And she said, "Yes," and she mentioned this lady that we work with, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about her." But she lives in one of the mountain towns, and she's secluded there, like, there's no way she can come down from that mountain. Those people are stranded up there, the ones who are lucky who did not, suffer devastation and loss. They're up there in those little mountain towns that you don't think about, right? Where you go skiing and stuff. Boone and, Chapel Hill and all of those places, Sugar Mountain and all that, Beach Mountain. I'm sure you guys have heard of those places up on the mountain where Appalachian State College is, right? Up in there. So she lives up in there, but those people that live there, honey, they can't get out. They can't. Oh, Mike, thank you. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you and your wife. You're a sweetheart. Mike and Amanda. Oh, you're sweet. But yeah, those people, like, think about them when you're, saying whatever it is, prayers and thoughts that you say at night, because those poor people don't have They don't have phone service. I think the only way they could get out of there is if someone helicopters in and takes them out, right? Because all of the roads leading out are washed away. So, it's sad. It is very sad, and I never thought you don't think of a hurricane because I don't live in a coastal town or a coastal state, right? But you don't think that a hurricane will affect all of the states, right? And we were completely and still are, praying for Florida and worried about Florida and all of that. So anyway, but that is it's terrible and it's just devastating and it's just horrible. And I feel so awful that Bill and I, went to a car lot to test drive a car and stuff and trade our car in, and this is the day that everybody's having the worst, but I really didn't know. I mean, we didn't know, and we feel awful, but and then there were several things that led up to, like, after we had done what we were going to do all that, we came home and then, slowly but surely we started finding out things because our phones quit working. When my boss called me that night, the phone cut off immediately, and I looked at my phone, I was like, "Oh, wow. We don't have phone service." So I was totally going off Wi-Fi. So long story short, that's one of the things about my phone. So I've had to buy a new phone. It hasn't come in yet, but I hate getting a new phone, guys, which seems trivial and all of the stuff that's going on, but I cannot stand changing my phone. I know it's really easy because I do the Apple stuff and it's just a iCloud switch over or whatever. I don't even know. Apple. You just type your stuff in, but you lose think about it, I depend on, like, just logging on to sites on my phone, and it remembers because 'cause I've said, "Yeah, put this in my passwords." So that's one big huge thing, like, the passwords are what kill me, and you have to start saving all that over again, but anyway, very trivial stuff. I hope everyone is, good and safe and well and okay from the storms, those of you in these states that have had devastation. And they say there's another hurricane or another two out there, right, brewing around. So we have plans to go and visit my daughter in Louisiana starting next week. We wanna go and visit her, but it's kind of up in the air. One day we'll get up and say, "Okay, it's okay, we're gonna go," and then a few hours later, we'll say, "Well, what if they get hit with a hurricane? Like, we can't, you know, we don't wanna travel somewhere that's gonna," like, we're freaked out, we really are. So some part of us is saying, while we really wanna go and we wanna see our daughter and our grandkids so bad, is it a good idea, So and she's in Louisiana, one of those other places that gets hit with these crazy crazy things. Hey, Apple Blonde. Hey, Dee Dee. So glad you came on, Morella. Dawn. Jan, how are you? And Landa, Luxational's here. Kaylee, how are you, doll? Yeah, it's just yeah, I am too, Jan, right? Sending prayers to all that. Yeah. It's a sad thing and that, Saturday when we started seeing the videos, I just couldn't piece together that where we live, I think a shutter kinda pulled off from the top of one of our window. That's it. Like, that's it, thankfully. Like, I'm so happy about that, and nobody in our I think somebody on the neighborhood said their recycling bin was gone. I mean, and that is it. That is the only, thankfully, I mean, knock wood, thank God, that's all we saw, but, and just you can drive 15 minutes away and people have lost everything. So it's just so sobering, and my husband, you know, he's the one that keeps up with the Facebook. Like, I don't get on Facebook much anymore since YouTube and Instagram takes most of my life, but he was like showing me videos and I know you guys have seen them on the national news because people have texted me from out of town. Like my Las Vegas cousin said, "Oh my God, we've seen all the things going on. Are you guys okay?" But yeah, someone's actual single wide trailer just floating away, and then behind that, a truck just floating in, deep, deep floodwaters. And luckily, it receded quick, but the devastation was already done, and it just came up on them quick. It just flooded all the barriers broke. It came way high and just ran through like a dose of salts, and it just left devastation in its wake. It's just the absolute craziest thing. It was just like that that it happened, and people were at work and just thinking, oh, it's raining. We're having a hard rain. So just crazy, crazy. But anyway, yeah. I do too. I do think about the pets. I just think about everything. I just think, gosh, what it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy to think about. It just is. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Hey, fashionable. Hi, doll. Um, but anyway, yeah, this is kind of like a test run. Me on my I know it looks grainier, right? And my daughter came in here and she said, You're not gonna go live on your daggone laptop. That's a terrible backdrop. And I said, Well, it's my couch in my bedroom, I'm just sitting over here in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner, but yeah. And I mean, the places you could go out to eat, it was just so strange how one section of town was just completely like gone, obliterated, and then people were going to eat here and going shopping, and right, it just does not make any sense. But we've been gathering up things for donation. So yeah, it's just, guys, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. Yeah, the pets. I mean, that radio station, it had a horse. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know if they were able to get that horse out of there was just one horse that, lived in that, in front of the radio station's huge field, fenced in, and, there's a lot of pictures. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but that horse, and we are so worried and wondering about that horse, whether, someone was able to trailer him out or what, but gosh, yeah, you just think of everything. My little girl is not usually my little girl will be right up on me, but Marilyn has been a bad girl today, girl. So, we got lunch, Carter and I, because, Bill's at work. Sometimes he'll bring us lunch home, or, I just try to eat the one meal, whether it's lunch or dinner or whatever, but Ed Carter's the same way, and so we usually get lunch and end up wasting it because, we don't eat as much as we think we can or whatever. But I had a soup, and it was in a bread bowl, but I couldn't eat any of the bread or nothing, but I ate just a few bites of that soup. And I sort of put the bread bowl top back on it, and I sat it down over here, and I'm telling you, I was gonna take it downstairs and put it in the microwave, and let Bill eat it or whatever, because I wasn't gonna be able to eat it. But before I could do that, before I turned around, this girl, listen, she had snatched that bread bowl up, girl, and you wasn't getting it from her cold hands. She was in the gnarls, like, and I got to thinking that soup it was very garlicky, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she has chomped down the bread bowl and everything." So, I had walked out of my room to go turn on the lights in my purse room, and I was gonna do a video, and I hooked up the camera and turned around and, do what you do. Man, I walked back in here and she had that mess everywhere, and I was like, "Marilyn, what the heck?" And so, I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot of food. I thought, I know, like, I'm worried that she'll be sick, and, then I'm also mad that she did it. She had to climb to do it, girl. She didn't, like, it wasn't just sitting down on something where she could just nose over t no, ma'am. She had to fully climb on all my furniture and get to it like a cat and grabbed it, and, like, she ate it on top of my laptop, so the outside of this laptop is covered in, soup, and thankfully, it was kind of a chunkier soup, but the thing I worry about, is the garlic. Like, I'm like, she ate that whole thing, the bread and all, and then Bill said, "She's wanting she's wanting her dinner now," and I'm like, "Good lord, she ate enough more than she would eat in her dinner," so now I'm kind of torn between feeding her dog food and or is that gonna make her sick? So, like, and now I'm like, I really don't know what to do. So yes, she did. She climbed up on a desk where I used to do my editing onto the computer, girl, from my laptop. So she like climbed 2 or 3 steps and got up in and grabbed it and then dragged it over to where cuz her bed's sitting beside me. So she had bread and everything. I had to clean all that up. So I was like, "Girl, are you okay?" She was just like and I noticed I didn't think anything about it, but I noticed when I walked outside, she was in the hallway kinda like licking paws and stuff, and I was like, "What is she oh my god." And then I was like, that's what I'm thinking, Dee Dee. I shouldn't give her dinner, right, guys? Do you guys think? I mean, because that was a pretty big meal that she ate. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking not. I mean, she's up in my face. That's why, my daughter took her with her, but she's up in my face like, "It's dinner time. It's dinner." And I'm thinking, "Girl, what else do you want to eat tonight, ma'am? You have had plenty." So, but anyway, yeah. Dee Dee says, "It must be the weather. Our dog, Pepper, knocked my dinner off the TV table and eating my food. I cooked, I chased her off and saved some of it." Oh, good. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Something in the air. She's sneaky like that, man. And I guess I have to put. I should have just not been lazy and took it downstairs and either thrown it out or put it in the microwave and saved it for Bill because I thought, well, Bill probably eat this. I mean, it's a whole meal. But no, she I won't feed her dinner though. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, she went out, but I tried to watch her, but if she sees me watching her, she won't go. She'll come running back in like, "Mom, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Girl, you better get out there and go." And then she'll go in the house, right? So, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check her. And if it is, give her a canned pumpkin. Oh, I did not know that. Hey, Sin, how are you, doll? So glad to see you tonight. Yeah, she thinks I'm gonna go inside without her is what it is. She's crazy. Let me tell you what she did. I let her out this morning, or no, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. And I sort of leave the back door because she'll come in and she'll throw herself on the back door and let herself back in. And then I'll go close the door and lock it up and whatever. And as I was walking to check and see if she was ready, she had already jumped and pushed that door. And just by the grace of what I put my hand up like that, and that door, it didn't hit my head, but it would have. It would have knocked me out. The force, she takes her whole body and slams it, jumps all 4 feet against that door and kicks it open and comes in. She's wild. She is wild. She and I are gonna fight. But no, I can't fight with my little baby. But I was like a little bit like, "Ma'am, I don't know what in the heck you think you got going on." So what's going on with everybody in the purse world? What are we into? What are we buying? What are we looking at? What's coming out that we want, guys? Um, I have a Coach unboxing tomorrow, and I've gone back to my little tiny bags. But when I inspected, I didn't realize it when Weiwei showed it to me what it was. But it's kind of like a wallet on chain, like a walk. And I say it in the video, but it's actually more like a card holder on chain. So put that together and tell me what it spells. Right? It's not a walk, it's a not to be nasty, but y'all know me, I am nasty, but that's what it is. It's like a card holder on chain. But anyway, just pumpkin, no pumpkin pie filling. Oh my gosh, delicious. That makes me want some pumpkin pie, guys. Hi, Winnie. Hey, Missy. I'm glad your house okay. I just bought a Coach Lana 23. Oh, tiny bag. I love it. I love your tiny bag energy. That sounds amazing. Well, 23 is not too tiny, but still, yeah, I love it. Congratulations on your new coach. Yeah, I love the Lana too. Yeah, that's a cute. Is it Lana or Lana? I never know. I love Coach, but all the names, I don't. Dawn and Autumn, they know them, but I'm kinda like, "Wait, what?" Dee Dee says, "I'm trying not to buy any of the Coach Outlet floral drop bags. I love that pattern, my favorite." Oh, I'll have to check that out. Um, we have a big Halloween, bunch of Coach Outlet stuff to show, don't we? Oh gosh, there's a ton of us in on that. Dawn and Dee Dee and Craig and let's see here, Veronica, gosh, I'm missing some Helena. I'm missing some people. I know I am, but Dee Dee, yeah. Sin says I'm almost on the lookout for the nano and black. Oh gosh, multi. Ooh. It's so weird because that white one is so messed up with the pink, the red comes through and makes the sides pink. So that makes the black multi so much more expensive. The different I mean, you can score a white one because it's gonna be messed up probably. You can score a white one for under $1,000, but a black LV, the multicolor one in the tiny micro or nano or mini or HL, whatever it's called, Speedy, oh my gosh. I've seen them for 2, $3,000, but they are such a flex and a vibe I love. I love that. I've wanted one for so long, and I saw one lady one time, um, I guess it was a short or it might have been a TikTok. I can't remember where I saw it. Strassed, totally strassed. You can send them to these people and they'll strass them. I would never because I'm not that great at it. Little things I can do, but not like that. I would want somebody professional to do it, and I wonder how much they would charge for that. I mean, you've already paid probably 2 grand for the bag, and now you're gonna send it off to a company, they'll probably charge you $1,000, maybe more. But man, that was the most beautiful bag I have ever seen. I've never forgotten that black with the strassing all over it. I love it. Um, you have the white one and the regular mono. Okay, so you're trying to do a trifecta, girl. I see you. Okay. That's gonna be amazing. Bye, Jan. You leaving, hun? You going to bed? Thank you for coming by. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep y'all long. I think Bill said some kind of political things coming on in a little while. I'm sure a bunch of people will want to get into that. But here I go. Hey, Jen. Hey, Jen. Hi, Winnie. I had one in my hands, vintage shopping in Tokyo at Vintage 000 and didn't get it. Oh, wow. Man. And it was a good deal too, wasn't it? Yeah, Morella debate, that's right. So I know that's coming on and I won't keep you guys. I just really wanted to test this out in case I ever wanted to try taking this in the purse room, but I don't think the picture's great at all. But yeah. You listen to your husband. What I tell you, don't tell him nothing. Just go on, get the bag and don't tell him a thing. Like I had a little I've got an SLG from and I know guys, I'm not an SL why did I do it? But I'll give you a little hint. I had bought a new phone. So anyway, I've got a little something coming from Louis Vuitton, which came yesterday, and he knew it. He said, "What was that Louis Vuitton that came in yesterday?" And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. Couldn't tell you." Yeah, but when we listen to them, I hate to go shopping with him. Except when we went with Dawn. Dawn's a good luck charm. I'll tell you this, when we went with Ed and Dawn to Princeton and went to the Hermes, I was not gonna buy this. I was not gonna buy the Chandon. How do you say it? Chandon? Anyway, I was not gonna buy it, Dawn. I was gonna walk out of there and just buy that little card holder thing, the Calvi. And he really was like, "Get it, you won't be here again. You don't know when we'll be back to an Hermes store. You just get it." So I did, and that is the one thing I don't know, Don's my good luck charm when it comes to Bill being around, but he was like, "Get it, just go ahead and get it." And I got it. So, yeah, that was my one extravagant purchase up there in New York. Winnie, maybe in the purse room. Yeah, with more light, it might be better. Yeah, it is kinda dingy in here, and my lighting's crap, and then there's a fan going around, so it could be better in there. I'll try it again, and then I gotta check out my settings to see how I can add people because I don't like going. I usually like to have a guest because just me, ain't no fun. Um Jen says the box, always shows up when the husband always. Well, we've got that thing, you all probably do too. Everybody's got those doorbell things, right? So he knows. He knows as soon as they walk up, and he always knows when it's signature too. He's always like, "Oh, I know that was more than 500 bucks because it was signature." And I'm always like, "What?" Sometimes it's not though. Sometimes it's not. It just depends on the company. But yeah, I did buy you guys are so crazy purchases. I bought a Louis Vuitton item, not a bag, not another one. I really wanted one of those slouch bags, but anyway, I bought a Louis Vuitton item, which I'll probably show you Saturday. I bought some Coach Halloween. Now this was all in September and part of August. It's been uh, today's only October 1st. I'm over here acting like I really did something. I'm like, "Bitch, I ain't bought nothing since September." And that was yesterday. That was the stupidest thing. Look how embarrassed I am. My face is red. But anyway, yeah, I know I'm just sat back like a fat rat, honey. I'm just back here like chilling. But yeah, I can't remember what I was gonna say. No, I hadn't bought much, but anyway, what I was gonna say was, I bought a bag that I have a smaller bag of that I hate, and I've actually sold it. I'm just waiting on the person to, take ownership of it because I do not like it at all. I don't like it at all, but my dumbass said, "Well, you know what? I hate this bag. Let me go on and buy a bigger one." Who is crazy? But I guess I was heavily influenced. Well, Jackie loves these bags, and this one I have to tell you in a bigger size, it's not the pain in the ass the small one is. So, I'm very into this one. Hey, Grace, talking about things I bought that you'll see this month, but hopefully no huge purchases. I did try to lowball somebody on a, Kelly. But listen, I showed Dawn a picture of it. It's beat all to hell, and it's dirty, and it's even, girl, it's even the handles and stuff are grubby and discolored, and even, the sangle belt thing that what do you call that? The sangle that meets and clasps. It is lighter than the actual color of the bag, so, like, how did that happen? Like, it's even almost sun dyed where they've stored it. I don't even know, but it's a mess, and they wanted $5,900 for that, and I said, "Psh, I give you 2 grand for it." But no, I did lowball a guy, and they were like, "Really? Yeah, you ain't getting that." I lowballed on Kelly. But I knew it wasn't gonna come through, but I've really thought about I don't know if y'all were in, if you were in Craig's Live the other night when Nikki was on there with him, but I had said, I'm interested in selling that Chanel bag that I have, or if I can find somebody that's got, a Kelly that's not too bad, but not pristinely, 10 grand, right? I would trade. I would even trade on that. But I mean, it'd have to be like somebody like Nikki that I trusted and knew, and we live in the same state, so we could actually meet up. But yeah, I don't know how I would feel about somebody I don't really, know. So I don't know if I'll broadcast that. Oh, I just did, didn't I? But I don't know how much I'll let that out. But like, another YouTuber I'm chummy with, or I don't know. So anyway. But yeah, Grace, I did that. Winnie, did you feel any of the effects? Yeah, I did say a lot about that earlier, but I didn't know that it was as close and devastating as it was. But the house was shaking. There were things. The lights were flickering. I lost phone cell service. Had Wi-Fi the whole time, which was good, but pounding rain. We didn't get any flooding where we live. The worst thing that happened at my house was one of the shutters pulled away from the house that we have to have. We need new shutters anyway, so whatever. And on our flooding deal, so think about my area is there's people you can drive 15 minutes and just see total devastation, which I was talking about earlier, Sin, and uh, so now I'm also the asshole if I call my builder, right? The guy that came out last week before all this happened and said, "Hey, yeah, we can fix your stuff's not going to cost as much as your deductible." So, you know, but now I feel like we're going to be put on a back burner, because think of all the construction that'll have to go on here to help people who really need, housing and things like that. So, and Bill said, "That's never gonna get done now." And I said, "Well, I'm not gonna be the asshole to call him up and go, yeah, we had a tiny leak, and, we need, our ceiling repaired, and our floor put back together." Like, I'm not gonna be that person. So, if I have to live with the, you know, devastation of wasn't really devastation, but the sore, what do you call that? Eyesore of my house, I just have to live with it. I don't care. I mean, people need way much more than my little repairs. But anyway, it was scary, but I tell you, it wasn't as scary as if I had known what was happening close to me, I would have been very freaked out. But I had no inkling. I had no clue that all of this was happening when it was happening. I really kept thinking those alerts were for people who live, 3, 4 cities away, up on, up in the mountains, far away from us. Like, I had no clue that it was friends and neighbors that are missing, and you know what I mean? Not my close friends and neighbors, they're all safe, but, like, in my town, in my hometown, like, there are people fully devastated today and living in shelters and churches, and, there's a high school that they've turned into, donation spot, and the Red Cross is there, and so, guys, I just feel awful about it. Like, we just went about our business like nothing was going on, and we just didn't even think. I mean, nobody texted us, nobody. We just started seeing, like, videos of things, and then, we had gone, like I said, to the car dealer to look at trading cars, and while we were sitting there, we had already been there a couple of hours, people were showing videos, and so things started rolling in the end, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, what's is that today? Like, is this going?" And Bill's like, "This is going on right now, babe, right down the road." And I'm like, "Wait, down the road? How far away? Like, where at?" And, Yeah, so, yeah, my heart goes out to everybody across the 10 states that have had, anything going on. It's just so terrible. It's just you just never know, man. You just never know. But we just heard rumblings and lights flickering, and the wind really did whip through our house, like, would beat and bang the house, and things were, blowing up against the house, but not any, more than just a hard rain and a storm. So, yeah. So, you had a couple of, yeah, because 'cause you're in Florida, so I hope you guys are okay down there, but you said you had a couple of tornado warnings close by, lots of rain, some wind. Yeah, but that was us too, and, it kinda feels like you see these people, on the news that talk about tornadoes that do, especially, like, in Oklahoma and stuff like that, these tornado row where people, your neighbor's house is completely obliterated and then you're fine. It's just that sort of weird thing. The big thing is the roads washing away. The just just bits of road completely gone. Like the flood just took it out. Bridges, huge bridges completely washed out and gone. Buildings that were there, 4 days ago, completely gone. So it's just a weird, we tried to drive up so far and, they've rerouted all the traffic, and, this is crazy. Bill's, brother was at the beach, and, that's South Carolina, so the way to come back up through here, either 40 or 26, he could not go either way because those roads are completely closed and shut down. So they had to reroute like 4 or 5 hours around and come in through Virginia to get back home, which would be a normally like a 5 to 6 hour trip, took all day, like a 10, 12 hour trip. I wish Radina was on here, I could ask her because that's my sister-in-law, she normally comes in a little while. But yeah, I need to ask her, but yeah, Bill was contacting him the whole time, like, "Are you guys okay? Like, you're gonna have to watch out because you can't come back this way." So, like, you could come back from the beach, you can go straight and go to 40, from Asheville and go into Knoxville, right? And then come back that way. I mean, you're backtracking a little bit, but at least you're not too far away from us. Or you can go through Asheville completely and go to Weaverville and then hit 26 over the mountain and come in through Irwin, but that is closed too. So every which way was closed around the mountains. So it's just so crazy, guys. Yeah, Asheville is really bad. So yeah, Dawn, on a good day, we can get to Asheville in like 45 minutes. Yeah, because it's basically all interstate from my house. We just hop on right here, boom, go right over. So Asheville's a good, a place that we go a lot. And I have a friend that lives right outside of Asheville in a little town outside of Asheville. And I texted her right away, like, God, girl, are you okay? And she said, it's a mess, but we're fine. So yeah, just it's just like one of those freak things, man. You just never think like you're gonna have a hurricane, hurricane damage way up in the mountains in East Tennessee. People that move here a lot, from, like, the Midwest and, even from Florida and stuff, people who, like, vacation here and they love it, they think, "Oh," I've even seen a show, I've seen one of those prepper shows where, they bought land here because they think, "Oh, nothing's gonna." Girl, no. There's bad stuff that happens everywhere, you can't hide from it, you know? Yeah. But yeah, it's always a relief when you hear. And then, then we started having texts, coming through asking us because they had, it slowly trickled out on the news like it was our area. And if if you guys know people from this area, you see the news and you're like, oh my gosh, that's where Winnie and Bill live. So, girl, it's just crazy. So we've had a lot of family and stuff reach out and say, are you guys okay? But, yeah, it is a relief. My stepdad, he lives closer to where all the stuff went down in another, part of town, and he said he had a tree that came down on his fence and thankfully didn't hit the house, so him and his dog are fine, and his neighborhood and stuff, so, So it's crazy. It's just crazy, guys. Just so crazy. But anyway, Trinket says, "So glad you're saved and saying prayers for others." Thank you. Yes, me too. Because that is just, it's just, I'm like still kind of like shocked about everything that I hear, and every day it's something new that we've found out and heard, and it's just so crazy. Helene passed us, but her outer bands whacked us. Lots of flooding. Yes. God, I was worried about Jolie because she lives down there too. And then I think her husband was way down in Miami. And so I was really like, hey, girl, y'all okay? But she's fine, thankfully, too. So you just always think, like, man, where it's going to hit. Now I don't know what to do about going to see my daughter. I'm scared of another hurricane coming through in her area. And then it's so like, if you travel down there, hey Jolie, honey, I was just talking about you, but yeah, we're thinking about traveling down to Louisiana, and of course, it's hurricane season, girl. So I'm kind of like, should we go? But I don't want to get down there and be like isolated, and then like, oh, get evacuated and have to be in, all that mess. And it's just like we're weighing the ins and outs of whether we should still go or whether we shouldn't. We definitely want to, because I miss my daughter desperately, and my grandkids and my son-in-law. But anyway, but yeah. Well, if you go visit her and one hits, y'all can evacuate family style, right? We can't. Dee Dee, we'll come over to you. We'll be in Louisiana. We'll be close to you then. We'll just come over to your house. You got a pool and everything. We'll come over there and chill. You're like, we need one more daggone person up here, right? Hey, Angela. Hey, Marilla. Dee Dee said, come on, come visit. Girl, I would do it. I would do it. Oh, okay. Yeah, debate is coming on. Yeah, I see people are wanting to see that. All right. Guys, oh, Sin says they're watching an area in the Caribbean that may develop. I know, and I'm so freaked out about that. So we'll have to keep tabs on it. I'm glad you guys came by. I'll be back in the purse room. I don't know about next week. I might be traveling, but maybe we'll go live. I'll go live with my daughter if I'm down there. But we'll do something. I'll let you know on my community post. I hope you guys come for enchiladas. Oh my God, I love enchiladas. Don't even tell me that. But I love sitting and rapping with y'all and just talking and shooting the shit. I appreciate y'all coming, and wishing everybody a safe week, and happy and everything, and check out all the other creators that are in here tonight. Thank you guys. Love you too. I have no idea how in the hell to even sign off. I'm saying goodbye to you, but I have no idea how to end it. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Okay, bye you guys. Love you. Bye. I think. Here we go. Is it